Hello and welcome. Today I will be leading you through some shoulder stretches, chest stretches, and even a little bit in the upper back as well. As we move throughout class, a blanket can be helpful. So if you have a bath towel or a blanket you can use, go ahead and grab one, and you'll meet me on your mat. So to get started, we'll take the blanket, fold it up towards the top of your mat. Come on down onto the shins, uncurl the toes, and you'll rest the palms on top of your blanket as you sink your hips back in a child's pose. Knees can be about hip width apart or even wider. Let your forehead rest down. And do your best to let your chest rest towards the earth. Your inner arms, your elbows can fall down as well. Start to find gentle breath and make it generous. Make it full. Feel the breath expand the back body. And as you deflate, feel all the air move out of you, making room for even more. Start to bring the palms together to touch. Elbows roughly shoulder width. Bend into the elbows as you take the thumbs behind you. Perhaps even let your thumbs rest at the base of your skull. Forehead stays down on your mat as you continue to let your chest and inner arms sink heavy towards the earth. Start to release the hands down. Slide yourself forward and up, and we'll come all the way down onto our bellies. So extend the legs out behind you, come onto the floor. You'll take the right hand straight out from you to the right, palm face down. Left palm will come underneath your left elbow. Actively push into the left palm to roll onto your right side. You can let the side of your head rest on your blanket. Feet are welcome to stack, or you can take the left foot behind you and get a little bit into the hips and the quad right here. For a little extra with the arms, you can reach the left hand all the way behind you. As you can see, I have a lot of space between my fingers, but if you're able to interlace them and continue to send the knuckles away from you and slightly up towards the head, you'll find it even more generous. Stretch through the shoulders and the chest. Slowly start to unravel, unwind, and we'll move into the other side. Left arm goes straight out to the side, palm face down. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Press into the right palm as you roll onto your left side. Rest your head down on your blanket. Either stack your feet or rest the right toes behind you. You're welcome to go for the grab, the interlace behind the back body, or you can keep the right palm exactly where it is. Slowly begin to unravel through center. Take the palms behind you. You can rest your forehead on your blanket. Either interlace the fingers or find an extra small towel or blanket and place it in between the hands just to give yourself a little bit more space. Extend through the knuckles. Start to use the back body as you lift the nose, the chest, the shoulders up. Roll the shoulders on the back body, and maybe even start to lift the thumbs off of the sacrum. Keep the toes driving down and into the earth. Your kneecaps will lift. Take another inhale. Exhale, we release. Push yourself up into a tabletop position, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. If the knees are sensitive, take that blanket and slide it underneath the knees right here. Big inhale, sweep the right arm up high. Pause here, start to roll out the wrist, both directions. Start to find a big backstroke with the arm. And let's make that a front stroke. And then place the right hand down, opposite side. Inhale, left arm up. Stay on the exhale, roll out your wrist. Start to find a backstroke. Big circles with the arm. And let's change that to a front stroke. Big inhale, arm reaches tall. Exhale, we replace. Left hand comes down. Curl the toes under. Hover the knees, float the hips, brief downward dog as you press into the hands. Perhaps a gentle bend in both your knees. One inhale. Exhale, knees come down to your mat. Refind your child's pose. Take the hips back. Palms extend forward. We'll take a couple of other variations. So this time, bring the blanket a little bit closer to you. Place your elbows on top of the blanket as you find your child's pose. Palms touch. Begin to bend into your elbows as you start to bring the thumbs to the nape of the neck. You can stay here if you want a little bit extra. You might need to give yourself a little more room. You'll find the same thing with the hands and the arms, but instead, you'll do your best to look forward as much as you can and get the chest even closer towards your mat. So for me, when I do this, you can see my hands almost cradle the back of my head. We're here for 3, 2, 1. We start to release. Nice work. Lift yourself up just a little bit. Slide the blanket towards the top of your mat. Get it out of the way for this one. Left hand will stay extended. Right palm will stay face down. Weave it underneath your left arm. Palm stays face down. And then you just fold the chest right over top of the arm. Maybe let your chin rest down on your forehead. And if the shoulders are a little tight, you might stay lifted, kind of like I am. Breathe into it. If you start to roll onto the right hip, even out. And we'll slowly start to unwind and take it to the other side. Right hand forward, left palm face down, weave it underneath the right arm. And then fold your chest right across the top part of your arm, right across the tricep, the bicep area. Maybe your forehead rests down, maybe your chin rests down, maybe you stay elevated like me. If you notice you're shifting over onto the left hip, even out through both hips. And then we start to unravel out of this right here. From here, come up through tabletop briefly. Knees are underneath the hips and take the heels right behind the knees. You'll keep the hips over the knees as you crawl the hands forward, and your palms can stay on this blanket or they can come off of it. We come into puppy pose. So either the forehead rests down or the chin, the chest come all the way down to rest. And if you're still craving more here, palms come together, bend at the elbows, and you find that intense shoulder stretch right here. Perhaps your hands come all the way to the base of the skull. Perhaps not. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to back out of this. Push yourself up through tabletop, and you'll meet me in a seated position. If you need to find an anterior tilt of the pelvis, it can release some tension in the hip flexors. You'll find the blanket right underneath the back of your sitting bones. And as you can see, it can help relax the knees down a little bit more. Take our final arm stretches together. Big inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, bend into the right elbow, catch it with the left hand. Send the arms behind you, gaze up, lift your chest. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We move to the other side. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, bend into the left elbow, catch it with the right hand. Start to lift the gaze, lift the chest as the forearms come behind you. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a big inhale and gentle exhale. Thank you for class.